Well, hello, Coffee Time friends. How y'all doing? It's Saturday morning here. Mama and I just had a wonderful breakfast. Mama, tell them about it.
We had leftover bacon, leftover biscuits, and leftover fried potatoes.
And we fried us a fresh egg.
Yeah.
Now, that was some good planning. Supper and breakfast in one cooking. Yeah. There's some people. I had to shut the Wi-Fi off. I was trying to update my phone last night. Did y'all get that notification? I did. 17 point something other, and I had to let it upload last night. You have to have that Wi-Fi on, but you can't film with it. So we had a wonderful breakfast. And right here, I'm telling you what, some mornings my coffee tastes like magic elixir.
Elixir. You've been watching Westerns, Elixir.
Mm-hmm. It tastes so good this morning. Do you ever have those mornings? But let me tell you, I was thinking about this cup of coffee right here at 2:30 this morning. And I said to myself, get to sleep so you can hurry and wake up and drink your coffee. This is the reason Mama sits on this corner. Because if she don't sit on this corner when we have supper, this is her usual seat.
I'm gonna sit
If
around.
she don't sit on that corner, then I'm gonna be doing this all the time. She looks like she's 100 miles away, but she's just right there on the end. She's in the captain's chair. That's where the captain sits.
That's where the boss sits.
That's where the boss sits, she said. She ain't bashful.
No.
I'm Gilligan.
I'm
the first mate.
bashful all my life. Until the last year or two.
You're getting better. I think coffee time has brought you out of your bashfulnesses. Show me your cup, Mama.
Oh.
I believe one of y'all bought this cup for Mama. If you did, holler and tell us I did. It says best mom ever. Now, I might have bought this one. I just can't remember.
I believe somebody else sent it.
I believe they
Because
did
it's
too.
got Snoopy on it too.
I got this cup out the other day on Mother's Day and made her a big old hot cup of coffee and had it ready for her, and it said best mom ever. So she drank her little bit of coffee. You know, she broke her green cup. And she's used her red one, and she's used a few more. But she drank her coffee, and she said, I'm going to keep this cup. Is that okay? Cynthia said, okay. What do you mean, Mama? It's your cup. I just went in there and got it out of the other cabinet. And she said, well, I'm just going to drink out of it all the time. I said, you go, Mama. So that's her new cup.
Yeah, I love Snoopy, the peanut guy.
She loves the best mama in the world ever,
Yeah.
too, don't you, Mama?
I reckon.
So I was bragging.
I was the best mom to you.
You still are, Mama.
I know.
If I ordered another mother, it'll be just exactly like you.
Oh no, they ain't two of me.
Oh, if I had to, I seen a little boy said that the other day. If I got another mommy, I hope it'd be just like you.
Ooh, that was sweet.
It was sweet, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I was bragging about how we wasn't going to do nothing, and I was planning on getting up this morning, doing a little laundry, do a little dusting. I don't like to dust. For one thing, dusting, it's
work.
It's fickle. It's fickle. You do it one time, and I guarantee you next week you can do it again.
Oh, you don't have to wait.
It don't go away. It's just you do it, and really the next week it don't appear that you have double dust. So really, should we just start dusting our furniture once a month? Somebody vote in on that. I mean, it ain't gonna pile up and you have to do it with a shovel. Every week, it's just like there's a little bit of dust on there. You have to wipe that off.
If you went a long time, it would eventually have to take a
But
shower.
how deep would it really get, Mama?
I don't know. Here on these roads around through here, it might get deep fast.
We got paved roads.
I know it, but there's still dust piles off from them. Panchita used to say that
That's when we had a dirt road, Mama.
the dust just come over his house.
We used to live on a dirt road. But, Mama, we've had pavement here for now to 35 years.
Oh, no, it ain't been that long.
Yeah, it has.
When I was riding a bicycle, we had them old rocks.
Mama, 35 years goes by a lot quicker than you think it does. I think it's been about 35, 36
That
years
would
ago.
be when I was 40. I know.
So your dusty house, Mama, you can't blame it on the roads no more. That's an old excuse. You're gonna have to upgrade it. You can't blame it on Daddy plowing the gardens. We don't do that no more.
Tracking in dirt.
Tracking into. She used to say, "My poor old daddy caught it." I don't know how you expect me to keep a house clean with you here. And Dad's, well, what do I do? Well, look at these clumps of mud off them
That's
boots.
the truth.
They would be clumps of mud. But now he ain't
He
here.
was pretty good about cleaning his feet. but
I think
everyone
this
was-
falls in. Now, let me just tell you this little story about Mama. Mama, Mother's Day was last week, not this week. I was real sweet last week. This week I'm going to
Yeah,
tell
you were
stories.
picking
I'm
on
picking
me.
on you. My daddy was a diabetic. Well, Mama's a diabetic. Thank the Lord, knock on wood. Thank you, Jesus. I'm not there yet. I don't eat a lot of sweets, though. Sweets are not my thing. Carbs, yeah, same thing. But anyhow, Mama, I'd come over here. I didn't live here then. I'd come over here and I'd say, Mama, you got 5 boxes of Little Debbie's in there. You all really need to, He asked for them, and I'm not going to tell him no.
He still asks for them.
And I said, well, all right then, but you've got Nutty Buddies, you've got Choco Chips, you've got oatmeal cakes. He asked for them, and I'm not telling him no. Okay. Well, Daddy's been gone for about 7 years. And when Mama goes to the store, he's still asking. Because what I just read off to y'all is what she's got laying over here right now. And I ain't bought one of them. I don't buy them. I don't bring them in. You don't have to resist things that ain't laying here.
I take the urge. I want one. I want it.
So I say, she asked for them. I ain't going to tell her no. I pick them up if she tells me to. But I reluctantly don't, Mama.
Yeah.
I hardly ever eat them. Mama don't eat a lot of them. And sometimes we end up giving them away. Taking them to church or taking them when kids come. Everybody leaves with a cake.
They eat them there.
Mm-hmm. But them Little Debbie's just stacking up. Mama? So our day has changed. We're going now to get tomato plants. We're going out and get tomato plants. We're going to run to the farmer's market. It's raining here. But we're going to go and see what's at the farmer's market and get some tomato plants. Anything else you're needing?
I don't think so.
Now, Mama's planted a bunch of tomatoes. Tomatoes you can plant by seed, and then they'll come up, and then you weed them out, and you get them in the proper pots, plant them to the proper depth. But they're kind of hard to get there.
Slow.
She started hers outside. That's a plus. Well, you start them inside. You don't want to baby them for a month. You want to plant them right before time to plant. Allow about 6 weeks. But here's the thing about them. They'll get tall and spindly and they won't stand up and they won't produce tomatoes.
But you lay them down.
But you've got to get them in your house just right. And then when you do put them out, you've got to take them out for 30, 40 minutes, bring them back in, take them out for an hour or so. You can't just stick them out in the sun and say, now thrive, because they won't, because they've not had that. So sometimes starting them in the house early is harder than just waiting and having late tomatoes, we call them. So Mama's planted a whole little area in her bed out there for the tomatoes. And they'll come up. You won't have to temper them out because they'll be used to the sun from day one. And they'll grow up and they'll be a good hardy stalk. And they won't get spindly.
But they'll be late.
But they'll be late. So see, it's a catch-22. You'll probably get a better tomato plant. Now, something we're going to do when we get these tomato plants this year. I don't know if you did it last year or not. You take off those last 3 rows of leaves if, get a good tomato. Every one of those little nodes will make roots. And you plant them that deep. Or if you don't want to dig a hole halfway down the earth, You can do a good deep trench and lay the tomato down, cover it over, and then when you get to the end, very gently, lift those leaves up and put your dirt up under them and let it just sort of lay in the ground like that. That tomato will go to the sun. It'll grow straight up, but you'll have this whole root bulb over here to provide it with the nourishment and the nutrients it needs to have a good tomato. So we're going to try some of those little tricks. Plus, we're going to put a little spoonful of Epsom salt in every hole. And was there anything else we was going to do, Mom? The tricks we've learned?
No, they said banana water.
Banana water, good potassium.
Something else I forgot.
We'll look up again, but we're going to start out that way because they claim that's the way to a bunker crop of tomatoes. My goal, my hope this year is we have enough tomatoes that we can can us up about 20 quarts and maybe 20 pints.
Ooh, you're talking about a lot of tomatoes.
But now let me tell you a little secret about tomatoes, and it's a wonderful thing about tomatoes. When you're going to do canned green beans, you got to have a basket full of beans. You got to break up a mess of them. You want an 8-quart batch, 9 quarts, 8 to 9 quarts. Tomatoes.
Wait a minute, I told you wrong. It's 7 quarts and 9 pints.
I think it was 8. I was thinking we did
7 quarts and 9 pints.
But tomatoes, if you get 4 or 5 tomatoes that look good and you're going to use them, you can can that quart. You can can 1 quart, you can can 1 pint, put them on the stove. It's not a pressure cooker situation. And you can do little batches. You don't have to work all day long. They don't have to wear you out. So Mama does that a lot. I love, one of my favorite adult memories, it wasn't childhood, but was coming home from work or coming by here from work, and Mom was saying, I got 3 quarts of tomatoes canned today. And I've got 2 pints. I just had a few tomatoes. I went ahead and canned them. And send them beautiful, bright red tomatoes sitting on her kitchen table for 24 hours untouched. We don't touch them. Ain't that right, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you better not touch them. And if you
you
do touch them, for the rest of the season, you're going to hear things like this. Step over here for a minute.
Oh.
You're going to hear things like, I hope you ain't ruined them tomatoes with jawsong around. I hope them tomatoes don't go bad you moved in there. I hope you didn't mess them up. You're going to hear that the whole time. And we're back. Because you just don't move them. We don't move anything for 24 hours. Now, is that a rule? I don't know. It's my mom's rule. Tomato. I'm stuck on tomatoes. My brain flips to tomato on March 1st, and that's all I think about until I get some. Freezer jam, strawberry jam, all those, you don't touch them for 24 hours. Right, Mama?
I don't never. I always set them over there and let them sit. Then I check them and make sure they're sealed good before I ever take them to the pantry.
And I don't know if it's a requirement or if it really affects the canning of them. But really, you should say that to everybody in the house the whole time you're doing it. Like with each tomato, don't nobody touch these. Don't shock them, shake them, don't move them for 24 hours. And you should do that with every jar you put down. That's what Mama does.
Oh, I'm not that bad.
And then when you get through, you say, now leave them alone. And if you're making y'all sweet tea,
this is a reminder. Cut hair.
She's going to talk a while now, but maybe she won't start in commercials. If you're making y'all sweet tea over near the sink and you come in there to do something, always jump up and say to that person, don't get nothing in my tea over there.
That's absolutely
Even if
right.
your person is in their mid to late 40s.
Or 50s or whatever.
I feel like the Wizard of Oz. Do not look at the woman behind the hand. Remind them not to get anything in your tea. Even if they're
There
probably...
would be nothing no worse for you to get something in my tea.
But you remind me every time that your mama.
Yeah, I don't want you to forget it.
Don't get no soap or nothing in my tea over there.
I guess I'll take after my grandma.
And then to her I say this. You mean this tea, this hot tea in this pitcher that we're gonna drink in a little while. You don't want no soap in it. You don't none? And she'll do that right there. And then she'll hit me on the arm and say, get out of here.
He's a smart aleck at times.
You mean this tea? You don't want any soap in it. How about just I get all kinds of ugly looks. She looks sweet.
My daddy would say, you're smart. You're very smart. You're a smart aleck.
Smart aleck. She can cut loose like a chihuahua.
I am sweet.
She's like a chihuahua.
I'm going to start biting your ankles.
Oh, what a good thing. But I don't never. Have I ever got anything in your tea?
I hope not.
I mean, like even
You're
when
still yet here.
when I was a youngin.
You're still yet here. So
When I was a youngin, did I ever get anything in your tea?
No, because I always warned you.
And even like when I get mid-aged, have I ever got anything in it?
No, I warn you every time.
You're like the foghorn. You warn every ship that comes through.
It's safety first.
Safety first. I love it.
Safety first.
So what are y'all going to do today? Do y'all have tomatoes already?
I
should
bet
have
everybody's got tomatoes on them. I seen where some had big old green tomatoes on their
I
plants.
know.
And we're behind times.
We are, and that's the most important crop, and I was going to start it early this year.
Huh? We goofed.
You got a mouse in your pocket?
Why?
You said we.
What? You saying you're gonna do
Mama, you know, I
it?
just follow your lead.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was time. I thought we had to wait till Mother's Day to do everything. That was just last week.
Mother's Day's when I put out stuff. But I've got squash up, cucumbers, 2 rows of beans down in the other bed, and I've got a whole bed of beans out here that's blooming and big. You're going to have to show them that.
We will one day. Maybe
Got lettuce
today.
and
Who knows? We may get up today.
Lettuce and onions.
We just wanted to come on and tell you that we're going to get some tomatoes today and see what Mama's chore list is. And that's what we're going to be doing. And let you know I'm having the best cup of coffee in the world.
Because I made it this morning.
Mama makes it with love and you can taste it. I make it and it's good coffee. Y'all's is always good. Their coffee is
I do everything
my
with
favorite.
love.
But when Mama makes it, I always think it tastes so much better. What was you up so early for this morning, Mama? I was going to ask you. You're normally not up before 8.
I am up for 8.
Well, you don't come through the house till 8ish.
I was up for 6 something this morning.
Well, I didn't hear you. I smelled that coffee perking, which I was up too.
Oh, the coffee was way down on my list to do.
I smelled it at 8, but I was up already. I just hadn't come through. I had to get showered and fixed, and I think, what are we gonna do today? What do I need to wear? Do I have to, get out and about? And then I remembered. Oh yeah, she told me last night we got to go get tomato plants tomorrow.
Oh, that won't take long. You can rest or whatever you want to do afterwards.
Oh, I got that on video, so I may have to pull this back out later on and say, Mama, you remember you said I could rest.
Because it's wet and you can't put them out today.
I got a bunch of herbs to put out too, but it's been raining.
I don't have no room left in these beds out here for your herbs.
3 cattle troughs and then a room for some cilantro and some rosemary. I'm thinking I might plant that rosemary in the very ground. I seen Brenda Gant had a big old bush of it that comes back every year. Somebody else had a big bush of it. I think Mama Sue, I might be telling them wrong, but didn't you have some in the ground and it comes back? See, I'm just doing a little pot or them little herb things, and then I lose mine every year. I bring them in the garage, and I put the grow light thing on it. I've got this spider looking grow light that you can just like put over a table. And it just covers the whole table, and that was for Mama to start seeds with. That was one of her Mother's Day presents. She's used it a time or two, but we did put it over some of her houseplants that was out on the porch, and they did pretty good, didn't they?
Some of them did. Yeah.
And my herbs stayed. I don't know if y'all had the same problem or not. This is the honest truth if I ever told it. Mom will have to back me up on it. Them herbs in that pot lasted outside in the garage. The garage don't ever drop below. I've never found our garage below 50 degrees. I don't know what the temperature is outside. So I trust it. Them herbs stayed pretty right up through February. And at the end of February, I said, Mama, these herbs ain't doing as good. By March, they was dead.
They go.
Now, how did that happen? About the time they get to go back outside. Do y'all have that problem? They were pretty right up until, weren't they?
Yeah.
I used them.
The succulent is stayed until
The succulents stayed.
I
They did
took
pretty
it
good.
outside, and it's not done as good.
It got too wet. We've had plenty of rain.
Yeah.
So that's
Somebody asked me, was I watering the beds out there? I said, I don't need to because
No.
it's got rain on it.
We redone the front flower beds. You know, we had those knockout roses all on the front of the house. They were beautiful. But we had that old contrary pea vine that we drug up here from Dad's cornfields.
It's awful.
And we could not get rid of it. I tried years and years, and I said, that's it. That's it. So I had those guys pour a concrete berm all the way around that flower bed. You know, they do that with that border, whatever you want to call it, curb. I don't know. And they put concrete where those roses was. But they transplanted all the roses. They're on this end of the house. And we concreted that to get rid of that vine. So far, we ain't seen it. But we filled it full of creek rock.
We filled it full of little rocks and then
Little
Bigger.
creek rocks and then bigger creek rocks. So, and Mama's just gonna put some statues down through there. If she wants some blooming plants, we'll
I
put.
want that bird bath moved around on the lower side. I mean on that end because we've got this one on the front of the porch.
Okay.
The bigger white one,
Mhm.
the other older one now here in the back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't tell you.
You got that one black bowling pot down there.
Yeah. I'm gonna put hosta in it and a lily.
Ooh, pretty. So we're in that mode. But anyhow, we didn't want any more of that vine. The vine would wrap around those roses like it was just trying to choke them.
And it did choke them. You just had to work.
I think we lost a rose or two in the transfer, but we saved the most of them, and they were going to die out here for sure. So we've done all that, and so we're trying to get everything more maintenance free, but yet manageable. I don't care to pick a few weeds and stuff like that. I just can't battle a vine that grows 10 or 11 inches a day.
It's worse than poison ivy.
It's the craziest
It
thing.
don't
I've ever seen.
break you out, but it's sure.
I'd go out there on Saturday morning early, and I'd pull all of it that I could see. By the next Saturday, there'd be 2 foot, 3 foot strings of it going up the rose bushes. You just had to stay right on it. It wasn't fun. So we get rid of that. Mama, anything else today? We're going to have to...
No, I'm tired of listening to you talk about all of it.
Tired of listening to me talk.
Well, it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. But we enjoy it. Like this morning is a perfect morning to get out and in the yard in the flower beds because it's no sun. It's overcast and it's only 67 degrees. So that's a good morning to get out. And I like Saturday mornings for the roses and that stuff. I've got to go out there and check on them, and I'll do that while I'm waiting on Mama to come to the vehicle.
Ah,
Because I'll say, all right, Mama, you ready to go? Yep, I'll be right there.
and 10 minutes.
You don't say 10 minutes.
I do say 10. It's sometimes a little longer.
I told her she's like the airport. She don't do any direct flights. She always has to land in another part of the house before she can get to the vehicle. No direct flights here, folks.
You see more scenery that way.
You get to see a lot of scenery. But it's okay though, Mama. I'm
Yeah.
used to it. It used
What's
to
the
drive
use
Daddy
of
crazy.
Pine Street if you can stop along the way and see stuff?
I love it. All right, Mama, you ready?
I'm got getting ready to go.
I've got plenty of time to check on roses.
No,
We do what it did, huh?
don't we go looking like this?
Well, you look fine to me. That's the school colors. You look just right downtown.
It's graduation last night.
Graduation was last night. You'll fit right. I bet you'll be a lot of people in blue and white today.
Uh-huh.
So just wear that. It's clean.
Yeah, it's clean.
Is it not downtown clothes though?
No, these is old work paints that I wore for
She's
years.
got white pants, a white jacket, and a blue shirt. Now what's wrong with that? Our school colors are blue and white. You've heard us talk a lot about the California guys. Mama's their adopted
Yeah.
Tennessee nanny.
Yeah.
They've been here with us since the beginning. So I got a little text this morning that said, hey, today is their 11th year anniversary. We just want to give a big shout out to you guys, Christopher and Charlie. Mama just thanks the world of you boys. And you all just spoil her rotten with David's red pepper relish and Duke's mayonnaise.
And the cookies the other day.
And the they're the ones that sent those little cookies.
And
so-
I worried about them when that far and
Mama
Storms
sometimes,
and
she's
stuff.
nicknamed them the California guys. And anytime she hears anything on the news about California, she says, have you checked on the boys? Are they okay? Is this near their house? What's going on out there? So Mama is a big old worrier and a nanny to everybody. There's a lot of folks on here that will send messages and stuff, and you all worry. And it makes my heart happy that you love my mama. I love her because she's been such the perfect mama. But you love her just from what you see of her. And that makes my heart happy. Makes my heart happy that people love my mama. And thank you for spoiling her. Thank you for the cards. Now listen, when I say spoil, I don't mean you have to buy her anything or anything like that. She is just appreciative of a kind word on here, a
Yeah.
heart, a smile. Those are the things she's looking for. If you send her a homemade card on a piece of construction paper, she's
I
got it.
love them.
She's got it. It's still here. We've been on here for 4 years, and she's got every card, every piece of paper, and they're in organized little totes. And she can pull them out and look at them, and she does. And that's what she decorates the Friends tree with, is all kinds of cards. It don't matter what you send it. You can send a Halloween card, and it might end up on the Christmas tree, because that Christmas tree is your all's tree, and it's all we call it the Friends tree. Everybody who comes to our house says, "Oh, this is the Friends tree we heard you talk about." Yes, that's it. So
It's an important tree.
it is an important tree. It's usually the first one she puts up.
I try to get it ready and stuff.
And but the California boys have always been with us since we started. That was really early on. A lot of y'all have. I recognize your names, and we thank you so much. We really
Thank
do.
everybody.
We thank the new guys, the seasoned ones, the friends of
Don't
yesterday.
call them old.
Mama, an old friend is a compliment.
Yeah.
I have a friend, Becky, and she was my first ever friend. I mean, I knew Mama and Daddy and Granny and Papa and Becky, because that was my world right here. She lived just around the corner, and when I got a little older, we started preschool together at 3 years old. And when I got a little older, her house was the only house I was allowed to ride the bike to. I could ride my bike there because it's just not even a quarter of a mile, really. Not even that. And so she and I, when we were in our 20s and 30s, we used to call each other her oldest friend. And so she's my oldest friend, and she'd tell people I was her oldest friend. So one day she said, let's change that. you're my first friend. And I said, I love it. So now we go by first friend. But oldest friend, or old friends, is always a blessing. Someone said one time, you can never make an old friend.
You gotta earn.
You got to earn those. Those are
Live
your
up
friends that you grow up with, you live your life with. They are there, the good times and the bad. New friends are wonderful too, and they turn into old friends. But old friends are priceless. They're precious. I also was told one time, if you can, when you die, when you're ready to take your last breath, if you can name 5 people in your life that you called friend, you're very blessed. You know, Facebook, we have thousands of friends. We have people have, but when you have those real friends, they're in the good times and the bad. Those are friends, and it's wonderful to grow those friendships and those relationships. And you know, we're people. That's what we love, and so. Whether you've been here one day, whether this is your first day with us, or you've been here for the whole 4 years, we cherish you. But some of y'all, we know your names, we know your situations. Some we know that, you know, a year or two ago you had surgery. We know some of y'all that you lost loved ones. When we see your name, we recognize you for that. So we just want to say thank y'all.
Thank you,
And-
everybody on there.
Our page is growing steadily but surely. Every few days we see another 100 folks or so, and it's wonderful. And Mama's wanting to get to 200,000 by her birthday,
Yeah, I think we can do it.
which is August the 4th. That would be great. If y'all can help us out with that.
I'll be 76 years young August the 4th.
August the 4th, 76. And
So when I was 75, I was wishing for 175. But I think if I reach 76, I deserve 200.
that's right, Mama. I think that's a great thing. So y'all got a couple of months. If you can help us with that, we appreciate you. But y'all have a blessed day. We may pop back on here when we get down there to Bucks and to downtown. If there's not a lot of people, then I can film. I just don't like to film people without their permission. You don't have to have people's permission to film them in public, and I hope y'all know that, you know, if you're out in public, there's a chance you could be
Bud
filmed.
may even get on there with you.
He might. But if we can get, and I'd love to show you his store if he'll let me. It's just like stepping back in time. It's one of our treasured locations. So we may get back on, but don't be mad if we don't. But y'all have a great day. Y'all have a blessed day. And to Mama's Boys in California, y'all have a
Yes.
special, extra special
Happy
day.
to you.
And we just hope many, many more years. And y'all have a blessed day. And y'all
That's right.
stay tuned. If not, we'll be here in the morning for Sunday School Highlights. And we'll be here for Southern Sunday Lunch. Do you know what we're having?
No,
The cook didn't tell you either?
no. I ain't thought that far. I was just concentrating on last night. So
That's our Sunday. That was it last night. That was the supper of our favorite one.
I was wanting to get that. That's all I thought about.
You know,
And it didn't make me sick with the grease and the lettuce and all that.
Mama, if we got some chuck.
Well, we're going that direction. You might could go get some.
I might could go in there and get some. I tell you what I want to have, and I've done bought them. Now, y'all know I ain't the biggest fan of green peppers, heated, hot. But I make stuffed bell peppers out of the sweet peppers, the orange ones and the red ones. And it's really good. And I've been wanting some. So if I've got peppers still, I might do that. But it may be something totally different. I don't know. Looks like I may have to go to the store.
If you make peppers, you will.
You know what else I've been wanting, Mama?
What?
You're gonna be. I want some homemade cabbage rolls.
Some what?
Cabbage rolls.
Oh, cabbage rolls. Well, you still have to go to the store if you do that.
Yeah, and I know I can get the cabbage casserole. It's easy to make the cabbage roll casserole. But for some reason, I want them hard ones. Where you have to, get them leaves and roll all that up, put it in there, and pour that delicious tomato sauce over.
Mhm.
I could probably sit here and name a bunch of stuff I could eat though.
Yeah, you're on the road.
All right, Mom, we gotta go. We
Yeah,
said 4.
don't mention
We've
it.
had 3 goodbyes already.
I reckon.
We had to leave y'all. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. Look at Mama.
Y'all look at my hardware. I got it wet yesterday picking lettuce and stuff.
Oh, Mama, we're going to buy you a brush.
I brushed it once today.
Are you using a left-handed brush? I need to buy you a right-handed one.
Well, I use it. I am multitasker. I can use it with another hand.
Oh, you're so funny, Mama. Y'all, I have a
taught
blessed
you
day.
everything. You know that's why you're funny.
Y'all have a blessed day. Lord willing, we'll see you again or we'll see you tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.